Now let's hear the Republican view on the bill being signed today. Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Steele is in Washington this morning. Mr. Steele, good morning.
Good morning, Maggie. Even
if you do defeat these changes in reconciliation, the Senate bill, the original one, becomes law today. You're going to be stuck with a bill you don't like. What if, as David Axelrod suggests, now that it's a reality and people start to see the benefits, they actually like it? What if the catastrophic scenario that you've been warning about doesn't play out?
Well, it was fascinating listening to David Axelrod describe this bill because, you know, it reminded me of going to the doctor when you were a kid and you had to get the needle. And before you got the needle, the doctor put a nice, juicy lollipop in front of you and said, "Hey, here's a nice lollipop." And you unwrap it and you go to lick it, bam, he hits you with the needle. And that's what's going to happen here, because David Axelrod didn't talk about the $506 billion that's being taken out of Medicare. That's an already bankrupt system that we're now going to extract $506 billion from. He didn't talk about the $500 billion in new taxes that are going to be imposed on those small businesses that will more than offset any tax credit they get to pay for premiums for their employees. So there's a lot of a needle type experience that people are going to have while they're sucking on the lollipop that David Axelrod has put in front of them. And the reality of it is, this is a bad bill. And Nancy Pelosi was right. You know, now that they've passed it, we get to see what's in it. I don't think that's the way you deal with 1/6 of our economy. It's certainly not the way the American people wanted this thing to unfold. And I think every effort should be afoot right now to repeal it, to start with something that's centered on those cost centers that are driving the cost of health care right now, not this massive overhaul of health care, which, by the way, included the government takeover of student loans programs around the country. So this government knows no bounds. And I think there's a lot in this bill that have yet to be revealed to the American people. And when it's further revealed, it'll be less liked.
If it turns out to be the catastrophe that you are predicting, and repealing it is not your only goal. I looked on the RNC website this morning. Yep. I have to say I was surprised by what I saw. The homepage shows a big photograph of Nancy Pelosi, and in huge block letters it says "Fire Pelosi," yep, and she is against a backdrop of flames. Yeah. Isn't this a little bit extreme?
No,
what can you accomplish with this?
Actually, I tamed it down. The reality of it is, I don't know why you're surprised. Nancy Pelosi is the architect of the demise, in my view, of 1/6 of our economy. She should be fired for her failure to serve the interests of the American people. This administration and this Congress thumbed their nose at the American people over the last year. Countless town hall, Tea Party events, 30,000 people on the mall the day that they're signing this bill saying, don't do this. They did not listen. Their arrogance knows no bounds. And so I'm inviting people to join me in giving us a Congress that will work for the people and not for Nancy Pelosi.
All right.
Congressman Stupak should be ashamed of himself. So, you know, clearly her reach is strong. And I think that if we get folks to go to firenancypelosi.com, help me do it.
All right. Congressman Stupak, who was going to vote no, but eventually voted yes. Michael Steele, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.